What up, y'all? Mile High 6 here, back in with a new video, and I'll be recapping the entire 2020 draft for the Denver Broncos, 1 through 7. Let's get on to this shit. But first, let's get on to first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, and seventh round. Let's get started with the first round, and we only made one selection. With the 15th pick overall, the Denver Broncos select wide receiver Jeudy, Alabama, played under Nick Saban. His quarterback was Tua Tagovailoa, whoever his last name is. And I believe he can pair up with Courtland Sutton very well, because Courtland Sutton's a stud, using his size and strength just to leap over fools, corners alike, and just leap over them and just make the catches, make the diving catches, because Courtland's that type of guy. And Jeudy is a guy that has great routes, can burn you, and obviously he doesn't have the speed of Henry Ruggs, but he's there with the route running and the ball catching, and like he's gonna help this team a lot. Pairing him with a quarterback like Drew Lock, wide receiver Courtland Sutton, tight end Noah Fant, a decent O-line coached by Mike Munchak, offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, a running back duo of Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. This offense could potentially be back to form like the 2014 offense, 2013 offense of old. With the 42nd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select wide receiver KJ Hamler out of Penn State. KJ Hamler is a smaller, speedy dude who can play slot, and I'm assuming the Broncos are not sold on Deshaun Hamilton, other former Penn State alumni, and Tim Patrick. So I think the Broncos are picking another wide receiver to add more weapons to Drew Lock's arsenal, and that's why I believe Broncos selected KJ Hamler. Um, I was puzzled. We could have selected Trey Diggs or other players, but I think this is a good pickup for the Broncos for this offense for going forward. With the 77th pick overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, Denver Broncos selected cornerback Michael Ojemudia, and I like this pick of Iowa State. I think Noah Fant was teammates with this kid too, so a lot of familiarity. Also, we needed a cornerback after losing Chris Harris Jr. to the Los Angeles Chargers, with the injuries for Bryce Callahan all the time and a lot of non-depth pieces like Isaac Yadam being fucking shit. No offense. Devontae Harris being a little unexperienced, and Duke Dawson not ever showing up. I like this pick. We got a young kid out of Iowa. He was graded, I think, at A minus by CBS Sports. I like this guy a lot. He's gonna help out. Um, I don't think he's gonna be impact right away. I think AJ Boye and Callahan, if he plays, will be obviously the top two dogs. But I love this guy a lot, and good pickup by the Denver Broncos. With the 83rd pick overall, the Denver Broncos select center Lloyd Cushenberry out of LSU, part of that great national championship team with Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, that running back that Kansas City selected, because I don't know how long his name is. But Lloyd Cushenberry is going to be our starting center from day one at 83. And yeah, Cushenberry is going to be a good center. Um, Obviously, we lost Connor McGovern in the offseason to the New York Jets. We got Graham Glasnow. He can also play center, but he'll be playing right guard this year, and I'm happy. Replacing Ron O'Leary, who we just let go, and he's still a free agent. Thank God. Old washed up guy that we signed a while back. But we're talking about Cushenberry, obviously NCAA national champion, whatever they call it. Um, Behind Burrow, took snaps the ball to Burrow. Now he's gonna be snapping the ball to Drew Lock. Awesome that we got him. Dylan Reisner called him right after he got drafted for respect, man. We got two good O linemen in the mid rounds, 2 years in a row. So props to John Elway, Mike Munchak, and all the guys working that O line. It's gonna get better and better. With the 95th pick overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select McTelvin Agim out of Arkansas State, the Razorbacks, the last third rounder of the draft for the Denver Broncos. And I like this pickup. We need a defensive tackle going forward in the future, because Shelby Harris is on a 1 year deal. Mike Purcell's on a 1-year deal, getting up there in age. So two guys, defensive tackle, getting up there in age. He can play right and left side, so that's pretty awesome. Outside and inside. Um, 209 pounds of fucking action. He was a great riser back, and I like the addition to this defense because Vic Fangio can make this kid a stud, and it's gonna. I think it'll show. I don't think he'll be a starter right away. I think he's gonna develop into a starter next year because Purcell and or Harris will be gone next year. I like this pickup. For our last pick in the third round, I think it's solid. We upgraded defense and offense in these 2 rounds, and let's get to the fourth to seventh round right now. Okay, with the 118th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select tight end Albert Okwuegbunam of Missouri. He grew up in Illinois, so this is Colby would probably like the pick if it wasn't a tight end. But let's get off topic. He was the number one tight end for Drew Lock. He played with Drew Lock, and I think this is why they selected him. Also, 6'5", big tight end, speedy guy. Did I want a tight end at position? No, I'm kind of mixed on this pick. This is the only pick I'm really mixed so far. I know it's the fourth round, but still, did we really need a tight end? No, I think we needed a linebacker or offensive tackle at this point. But I think they're just gonna get rid of a lot of tight ends during training camp and preseason, and like be down to Nick Vannett, Albert, and Noah Fant, and maybe a backup tight end like Beck or Fumagalli. But there's gonna be a lot of tight ends cut near preseason. This pick, I'm iffy on it. I'll give it like a C maybe. With the 178th pick in the fifth round, the Denver Broncos select linebacker Justin Strnad of Wake Forest, and I think this is a good pick. This is a depth move. Obviously, he's going to be backing up Bradley Chubb and Von Miller. Um, there's some injuries, and I think he had 8 sacks last year, so that's pretty decent. Played for Wake Forest, and yeah, I think this is a good depth move for the Broncos. Um, Jeremy Tachu is another backup linebacker that we have. So, obviously getting depth. Fangio knows how to develop these guys. Solid pick. That's all I can say. I don't know that much about him, but good pick. And let's go on to the sixth round. The 181st pick overall in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select guard Netane Muti out of Fresno State. I also heard that he can play left tackle, and that's good. We add more depth to the O-line in the later rounds, so I think this is a good pickup by the Broncos. Honestly, I don't know anything about him because, a sixth-round pick. I heard that he had some injuries. That's why he fell off a little bit. But it's football, so everyone has injuries. And I think this is a good pick for the Broncos. Add depth to the O-line. If he plays left tackle, pushing Garrett Bowles to work harder and not hold people. And yeah, I think this is a decent pick for the Denver Broncos in the late rounds. So yeah, let's move on. With the 252nd pick overall in the NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Tyrie Cleveland out of Florida, the Gators. And clearly the Broncos are gonna have a wide receivers competition for the bottom half of the receivers. Now, the top guys we know it's gonna be Jeudy, Hamler, and Cortland Sutton, and they select Tyrie Cleveland in the seventh round. I don't fucking know. Yeah, seventh round. Oh my, I'm dumb. But um, yeah, another receiver, third receiver of this draft. We had a lot of picks, so I understand why we got a receiver late in the draft. Unlike the Raiders, who drafted 3 receivers high instead of addressing different positions, we addressed different positions and then we went receiver. This round. So yeah, I think he's a good pick. Out of Florida. Um, yeah, just depth. That's pretty much it. That's what we're doing right here. And yeah, I don't know who the fuck this guy is because I don't watch college football, but I'm happy we got more depth. With the 254th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Derrek Tuszka out of North Dakota State, and I think this is a good pickup for the Broncos, their last ever pick. We got a guy who can take over for Derek Wolfe. Not right away, obviously he's going to be a developmental piece. Also, he'll be competing with guys like Jones and Walker for the spot. Yeah, I'm happy we got this pickup. I know we lost Derek Wolfe to the Ravens, but I'm happy we picked this guy up. And yeah, he's a cool name, as Brandon Perna called him, Derrek Tuszka the Bazooka. Yeah. So I think it was a good pickup by the Broncos. I think we had a solid draft. I'm gonna give him like a B for the entire draft. Some moves were questionable, but you know, they want to give Drew Lock more weapons, and we addressed some defensive positions. Good. We addressed the O-line. I think John Elway had a nice draft. Didn't trade any picks, so I'm happy with that. Didn't need to trade up in the first round. That's good. And we got the players we needed. And now let's work on the regular season. I mean the preseason, training camp, all that stuff, and sign some free agents, some undrafted free agents to address some more holes and see what they can do. And yeah, other than that, Mahai6 signing out. Peace. Like, subscribe, all that, and I hope you enjoyed my recap of the draft for the Denver Broncos.